Hello and welcome back to The Wandering Wind, the show where I am now a lot calmer than earlier, and I want to talk about the Pewdiepie thing again a little bit. Yesterday I released a video based on the information I had. I got a couple of things wrong. I'm still in defense of Pewd, because Felix himself brought out a video today entitled My Response, and he talks about how in a lot of the cases that the mainstream media was citing, these images that were being brought up were made in jest. They were jokes like him watching a video of Hitler while wearing a Make America Great Again hat was him voicing his opinion in a nonverbal way on the YouTube Heroes program, because he felt that YouTube Heroes was kind of like Nazi Germany in a way, because it's basically limiting and even restricting, in some cases, free speech and freedom of speech. But Pewdiepie made the statement that the media loves to take the things out of context and just make them usable for a click. And I agree. Mainstream media is a joke. At least for the most part. Usually it's either bought out by one side or the other, or they just do what they can to make their money, because, of course, make a clickbait title, everyone clicks on it, and everyone gets bombarded with ads, and then they get revenue from those ads. It's basic strategy 101. Lure the unsuspecting customer in, and then profit. That's basic guerrilla marketing, I guess. But Pewdiepie made some comments that he doesn't consider himself a great comedian, and there are sometimes where he takes his jokes and his humor too far. He admitted that this particular instance he went too far, and he would like to say that he doesn't support the white supremacists or any of that, but that he was making jokes in what he thought was a funny way that ended up being inflammatory and overall divisive for the majority of the internet. And of course, as soon as news came out that Pewdiepie was racist, everyone jumped on the bandwagon and started hounding him. And in fact, the Wall Street Journal is partly responsible for Pewdiepie being kicked off of, or being kicked out of Maker and off of Google Preferred, and having his second season of his show canceled. Although, I am happy to announce that, at least for the time being, the first season of his show is still up on YouTube Red. I actually enjoy it. Go ahead and go check it out. I'll leave a link down in the description to go check out his season 1 of Scare Pewdiepie. Don't know how long that'll be there. If you can, see about saving some. But, yeah. So, Pewdiepie basically said, I consider myself a low-level comedian. And so, what he means by that is he makes his share of mistakes, but so do a lot of other comedians. Comedy these days seems to be edging or moving towards the darker and edgier kind of stuff that even 5 years ago no one would dream of making fun of. Like this one comedian that, I can't remember who it was. Philip DeFranco actually referenced him, but he spent 30 minutes explaining to an audience that was not really on board for a lot of the part, for most of the 30 minutes. He spent 30 minutes explaining why Adolf Hitler wasn't nearly as bad as Stalin, because Stalin killed individuals in the tens of millions, whereas Hitler only killed in the single digits of millions, which is a strange argument to make. But I mean, I guess the common thinking about comedy is whatever can get you a laugh, even if it's a forced one. But no. PewDiePie did apologize, and he did make a distinction between him and the racist subtypes of people that have hailed him as a new leader for the white supremacist movement and whatever. He made a statement a while back saying that as soon as he found out about these groups having him indirectly endorsing them through taking his works out of context, he immediately released a statement saying, "I do not support these groups. I do not support this kind of hate speech." And so, I mean, that's basically where I want to direct the focus of this video, is that PewDiePie himself has no racial or ethnic enmity with anyone else. He does not hate certain groups of people. He does not think himself higher than other groups of people. He was just making satirical comparisons between Nazi Germany and other potentially sensitive imagery, and certain individuals or certain movements that he felt were kind of stemming from the same thought process, especially with YouTube heroes and the whole watching the Hitler video with him drinking a cup of coffee and wearing the Make America Great Again hat. Although I'm not sure if it's Make America Great Again or if it was a Make YouTube Great Again. But either way, he was trying to show the comparison between the way that YouTube Heroes is silencing certain content and the way that the Nazis silenced particular speech. Anyway, that was an interesting and very informative thing that came out today. I will leave links to all the things I mentioned, including the YouTube Red series of Scared PewDiePie, because I really think he deserves to continue to have people watch his show, as well as a link to his channel. And please, if you think the same way I do, and you haven't subscribed to his channel yet, go ahead and subscribe, because frankly, we all need to show our support for the little guy here. And that little guy right now is PewDiePie. The guy that no matter what, he still stands by what he says, in that he didn't mean any harm, and yet is still being lambasted by the mainstream media. And in fact, I'm going to address that in a future video about the mainstream media and the corruption of such. Look for that later. But in my next video, coming up in a couple minutes, I'm going to be illustrating one of the scenarios that the mainstream media took out of context, where PewDiePie used a bot created by Microsoft called MurphyBot to, and all he did was type in a certain search term, and MurphyBot came up with an image of Hitler as somebody else, and I don't know, it wasn't really planned, and he didn't really mean for it to be taken out of context, but of course, the media in whatever form will always pounce on whatever story they can get. Anyway, make sure if you like my kinds of videos, if you like how I talk about the issues, subscribe to my channel. There's the button down below. Make sure to click that bell icon beside the subscribe button so that you can get active notifications about when I update or upload content. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.